Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. I'm your host, Noah Godsell, and I'm joined today with men's basketball coach, Coach Kooima. How are you doing today, Coach?
Good. It's a good day.
Well, Coach, hot start to your season so far. You're 4-0. You've scored over 90 points in every single game. Third in the NAI in field goal percentage. What have you liked from your team offensively?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we're sharing the ball well. We have a group of guys that are really unselfish. We have a group of guys who've bought into playing together, taking the right shots, finding the right guys, and putting guys in the best spot for them and their skill set.
Yeah, and I know with you being a new coach as well, we're going to see new things. What's kind of the big focus in your offensive game plan that's really boosted this offense?
Yeah, we're trying to get out in transition, and we have a unique lineup where with Jesse at the 5, he's a guy who can rebound and push. He can handle the ball a little bit, and so I think where we're at now, we've put defenses in a tough spot with guys who can all be out on the perimeter and handle the ball and shoot the ball, and sharing the ball at a high level at the end of the day.
And won all of your games so far this year, had a couple challenges, but a super tough month of November that's coming up for you. 4 of your next 7 games for November are against teams who made the national tournament last season. What are some areas that you're looking to improve leading into these matchups?
Defense. We got a guard. Yeah, I'm really excited about the challenge. We're going to play some teams that are really going to test us and put us in situations that are good for our growth. Yeah, we got to get better on the defensive end of the floor. We're going to continue getting better offensively as well, but I really think we got to grow our identity on the defensive end of the floor and really buy into getting stops.
And when it comes to working on the defense, what are some of the specific things that you're focusing on and things that you're working on with the team in practice to improve that?
Yeah, I think our communication and our physicality that we're able to play with. We have a relatively young group, especially with Caleb that's been out. We have a freshman and 3 sophomores and a junior that's starting. And so with that, you have some growing that you can do. We have some learning that we can do. And we have a group of guys that want to learn. They want to get better. And I don't have a doubt that they're going to show up every day wanting to do that.
Yeah, and with these challenges that are going to come up and challenges that you've had so far in the season with the games that you've had, how is that going to prepare you for late in the season when it comes to conference tournament or potentially national tournament play?
Yeah, we're hoping we get pushed, and we're hoping that we continue to grow. We're hoping that we're put in situations that make us uncomfortable and cause us to adjust and cause us to grow up a little bit throughout the year. And I think that when you look at our non-conference schedule, and then of course the GPAC, we're gonna have tough games every night. And we're gonna have a young group that's pushed and challenged, and I think that that's only going to help us as the year progresses, for sure.
And a big thing that people are talking about with sports now is the mental aspect of it. And coming into the season, picked first in the GPAC in the preseason poll, 8th in the national poll to start the season. How do you help your team stay mentally strong and not get complacent where they are, and especially with those numbers and those rankings that are so public?
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, that we're only guaranteed today. Every day that you wake up, it's a gift from the Lord, and we have to use today to the best of our ability. So we hope to continue making a conscious effort and a mindset that all we have is today, and let's make the most out of today and find a way to get better today. And the results will take care of themselves, but we have to find a way to get better.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some individual players here on the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank.
There's nothing like small-town Iowa. There's something about the people, the community, the values. That's why we call Northwest Iowa home. We're here for our community. We're here to build a better tomorrow. We continue to provide personalized service and innovative products to help achieve your financial goals and dreams. At Iowa State Bank, we're your neighbor, your friend, your trusted bank.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. I'm your host, Noah Godsell, joined by head men's basketball coach Colton Kooima. Coach, we just talked about the team as a whole, but I wanted to bring the focus to some individuals. And the first guy I want to talk about is Isaac Cordes. Caleb Booth out to start the season, and this was kind of a late thing. And what have you thought about Isaac just stepping into this bigger role and as a freshman, just starting his college career, and he's been super solid. No turnovers so far, and he's averaging 31 minutes per game.
Yeah, he's done a great job. To be quite honest, leading up to our first game and through our first few scrimmages, I don't think we expected Isaac to play the minutes he's played, and I don't think Isaac expected to play the minutes he's played, and we had those conversations, but yeah, Caleb goes down. We need somebody to step up, and Isaac's stepping into that role. And the thing about Isaac is, like you said, he's super solid. He doesn't try to do too much. He knows where the ball needs to go. He takes care of the ball, and then if you leave him open, he's going to knock it down. So he's done a great job of understanding what we're trying to do offensively and defensively, and accepting this new role that's thrown at him. And I think it's only going to help him as the season progresses. His role will change a little bit when Caleb comes back, and he knows that. But the experience that he's getting, he wouldn't have been able to get at any other time, and so we're really excited about the experience he's getting.
And jumping into college basketball, it's a big jump from high school. Just can you highlight how impressive it's been that he's been able to just jump into this role and looks like he's fit in and has been playing college basketball for a while?
Yeah, for sure. We tell a lot of recruits this, and in high school guys too, but the physicality and the speed of the game is what is always an adjustment, and especially for his size. I mean, he defends with a physicality at a guard position that's really impressive. And then, like I said, on the offensive end of the floor, I mean, he gets the ball where it needs to go, and he knows where his open shots are going to come from, and he's prepared a lot for those moments and for those shots that he's going to get, and he's done a great job.
Yeah, and switching over to probably the biggest name on your team that everyone's always talking about, Jesse Van Kalsbeek. There was obviously very big expectations for him this season, but it seems like he's almost been exceeding that so far. 33.3 points per game. He shot 69.3% from the field and 12 rebounds per game. Since you've come onto campus, what type of growth have you seen from him in the offseason up until the season has gotten started?
Yeah, he's just hungry. He wants to get better. He's not complacent. He's really driven to improve every single day. And throughout the summer, even, in our short times together, like, he knew what he needed to improve. He knew what he wanted to improve. He's really versatile, but he's really coachable too. And we hold him to a high standard, but he holds himself to a high standard, on both ends of the floor. And I don't think he's sitting here, satisfied with where he's at. I think he just wants to keep getting better, and he wants to be the best player that he can be, but he also wants to have the best team that he could be around. And so he's really hungry individually and collectively as a group.
And another guy, you see him with Jesse all the time, Jalen Langsey. He's also seemed to have taken a step up this year as well. 29 points per game, 56.9% from the field, and 4.3 assists. What have you liked overall out of Jalen so far?
Yeah, I think Jalen really keeps us flowing and moving. The pressure that he puts on the defense from the perimeter, obviously with the way he can shoot it, but the way he can handle it and get into the paint and create for others. He's really taken a step as a decision maker. I look at his game a year ago, he could really shoot it and he could really score it. But this offseason, he really improved his ball handling. He really improved how he reads the defense with the ball in his hands. And he's made his teammates better, and even in our conversations together, there's still areas that he can grow and keep getting better with the ball in his hands. And so I think he's excited about that. He's in the same boat. He's really coachable. He wants to get better, but more importantly, he wants to win, and he wants to be a part of a team that succeeds. And for both those guys, Jesse and Jalen, we can talk about their stats. We can talk about all the things they're doing individually, but I know that both those guys care about winning, and I know that both those guys care about the team's success much more than their individual success. And so that makes it fun, and that makes it enjoyable for coaches and for teammates.
Yeah, one more guy I wanted to bring up, your big offseason pickup, Manny Hammonds, transferred from William Penn. Statistically, he's been super efficient for your team, but it just seems like he's making an impact all over the floor. What have you seen from Manny outside of just the stat sheet?
Yeah, complete buy-in. I think while we were recruiting Manny, we were very honest with him in that he probably wasn't going to be our leading scorer. He probably wasn't going to be our second leading scorer, but he knew what he was getting himself into. He knew the role that he was coming into, and he's fully embraced it. And I think that that's the hardest thing sometimes when you're changing programs or transferring is accepting a role or maybe a different role than you had before. And he's done it with no complaints. He's done it, with a great attitude and an understanding of what he was getting himself into and complete buy-in, which we're really excited about.
Yeah, and a big thing with Manny, a big reason why he got Raider Athlete of the Week this week too, was his performance in the clutch against Clark. I mean, just having that instinct and that attitude, I mean, how big is that for a basketball team?
Yeah, he brings some experience for sure, and we talked a little bit about it. We have some inexperience in our lineup right now, and he's played in a lot of college basketball games. He's a junior. He's played in some big games. He's made big shots before. He's competed at high levels, and we saw that against Clark. I mean, he found himself open, and he found himself with opportunities to make big shots in big moments, and he came through and did it, which was really exciting.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk a little bit more about Coach Kooima. But we'll be right back after this break here on the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank.
Looking for that perfect home? There's more to it than finding that perfect house in the perfect neighborhood. It's also important to find a personal banking experience that makes you feel right at home. At Iowa State Bank, we get that. That's why we're here to personally service your loans and make that dream home become a reality. We're your neighbor, your friend, your trusted bank.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. I'm your host, Noah Godso, joined by head men's basketball coach Colton Kooima. Coach, 3.5 weeks ago, you welcomed a second kid into your family. From what I've heard, I'm not a parent or anything. I'm not a head coach, but I've heard both of those things can be extremely stressful. How are you balancing all of that?
Well, I have a wonderful wife who's kind of balancing the act at home, probably more than what I am. But really good people around you. I think that's the biggest thing, and an incredible blessing, obviously, to have our second child and a healthy baby. Wouldn't trade it for the world. It's way better than basketball. Even though I love basketball, it's way better than basketball and way more important than basketball. But to answer your question, really good people around you, really good coaches that are with you, and a really good wife. That's how we're balancing it.
Yeah, and since you've been hired back as the head coach, been in Orange City for a little bit longer now. I know the last time I saw you ask the same question, but after having some extended time back, how does it feel to be in Orange City again?
Love it. Love it. It's awesome. This is home. My wife and I view Orange City, we view Northwestern in particular as home. It's a place that we love. It's a place that we really, really care about. It's a place that was life-changing for both of us. It's a place where we met, So we've spent a lot of time in Orange City, even before moving to Sioux Falls and now moving back, but wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It's home, and it's an awesome place.
And it's the most beautiful campus in the state of Iowa.
It is. It is.
And Coach, coming back, taking over a program that was under Chris Corver, he's here for 25 years. I mean, he's had such an impact on Northwestern. He's had such a big impact on Raider basketball and even nationally as well. He's now an NAI Hall of Famer because of his coaching. What has that transition been like where you're taking over something that has been so set for so long and starting the new Kooima era?
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys say the Kooima era and all that stuff for your guys' social media and whatnot, but I don't think we view it as that. I think Coach Ben Miller and I, we just love the program. We love Coach Corver. Our experience in our 4 years separately in the program and then as assistant coaches, it was life-changing. Coach Corver was somebody that the Lord placed in our life that really changed our lives for the better. And to be honest, we don't think about Kooima, Corver era. We don't think about any of that. Our biggest thing is we want Northwestern basketball to be the best it can be. We want to create an experience for our guys that's life-changing like it was for us. And we want to create an environment where our guys can grow. And so at the end of the day, we show up every day and we hope to make this place better. We hope to make Northwestern basketball better. We hope to make the alums proud. But we hope to just keep improving this thing and getting to where it needs to be.
Yeah, I love that. And then looking ahead this weekend, just one game this week. I know you had a busy week last week, but taking on Viterbo this weekend. What's the scouting report? What can the fans expect here in the Bultman Center?
Yeah, to be honest, this last day has been a focus on Northwestern and on us improving. And like we talked about defensively, we got to get better. But Viterbo, traditionally, they're a really tough team. Their head coach does an amazing job. He's been there for a long time. They're going to make it tough on us. They're going to be physical. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to execute. And so at the end of the day, we're going to need to do those same things and share the basketball, be unselfish, and then defensively, we're going to have to continue taking steps in order to beat Turbo.
Yeah, I don't know if Jesse and Jill are going to score 40 apiece again.
Yeah, we can't plan on that every night. So.
That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy. But that's all I got for you, Coach. And thank you all for tuning in to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. We'll be back here in 2 weeks on Thursday, same time. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again.